let's get into our starting 11. Let me put up a banner to say that.
God, we've got
Look
this
at
as well now, don't we? So
that predicted 11, sticking that in there. Sick flex, bro. Right, come on. Here we go. Here we go. Right, here is, and I haven't entered anyone because Jack, for the first week, I'm going to let you pick the starting 11.
All of them.
All of them. Who are you going in goal?
Anti-Niemi. Yeah, so goal, it's got to be Fraser Forster.
Yeah?
It's got to be Forster. I mean, you just look at the FA Cup. You just look at everything. Like Forster's got to start. He's the better keeper right now. He's got the momentum. He's got what we need. He's stopping shots.
Yeah.
That's all we need. That's all we need.
Yeah.
And to be fair, his ball work isn't terrible. They just know not they can't rely on him. If it goes back to Forster in that pass in the passing game, he's going to launch it upfield, and that's all you can do about it.
Yeah, absolutely great. We haven't even talked about the Bournemouth game. You know, he had a great game in that Bournemouth game, and he made a couple of very good saves. So yeah, I agree with you. I think it'd be an interesting statement, whatever Ralph puts out in the goalkeeper position on Sunday. Kind of might tell us a bit more what he really thinks of Alex McCarthy or Fraser Forster. I have a weird feeling it's going to go for McCarthy, if I'm honest.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
I just don't know. I feel I just saw a comment there saying Southampton 2.0. I do like the idea we come back from this international break, and this is the point where we just end our season strong. You know, we finish it like last season. You know,
we needed a break.
How nice! Yeah, we needed a break, and just imagine how nice it would be for that to like end the season. Like that sort of run against, like, okay, I know this is a lofty thought, but that sort of like unbeaten, like, okay, the last 8 games of the season, we just don't lose. Like that's something I would really like. Obviously, I would love, but you know, we saw it last season. Great to just see, like, okay, everyone's back, everyone's playing. This is what something's meant to be.
Absolutely. I hope you don't mind, Jack, but I've just put in the right and left back because we've only got one choice. So there's no point in asking you or anyone.
He might put Salasu at the backs. You know, he might do what we did this other week.
Can you imagine if he put Stevens in right back? That'd be probably the first live stream that I would turn off. Like, literally, do you know what? No, not having this.
Don't need to watch it.
So who are you going in centre defence?
I mean, again, this is not really a question, is it? It's Vestergaard and it's Bednarek.
Yeah, great game for Bednarek in the Polish squad.
Yep. Oh yeah. Really good. I saw today he's got the most interceptions in the Premier League this season thus far.
Plenty of practice.
He's pretty good at it. He is good at that ball retention and getting it back. You know, you see a lot. But yeah, I think you look at that back four, you think, oh, you just wouldn't change it, would it? Just wouldn't change it. So much for me putting in the team. He's going for it. He's got Diallo in there. Well, you might as well throw James Ward-Prowse in there.
I'm putting Diallo because we've only got one number 6 left, haven't we?
Yeah. Jack Stevens. Why are you forgetting he's in the squad, man? It's like you don't want him to play. That's not on.
So, do you agree, Diallo?
Yeah, you do. Obviously, okay. I'm not stupid.
Okay, fine. Are we putting Prowsey here? Do we believe that is minor injury was just a knock, just a precaution?
Yeah, do you know what? I saw like an article up today saying Ward-Prowse, I believe. I was like, it really panicked me at first, and I looked at the date and I was like, there's not a lot in this. So
I hate April Fool's thing. I didn't put anything out on the channel. I just yeah.
Do you know what? I don't like
people are anxious enough as it is without silly jokes like that. So,
do you know what? I woke up this morning. I was really quite groggy, and the first thing I saw when I was sort of like waiting my coffee was an article about Stonehenge moving back to Wales. I was like, "What?" it took me a few minutes to be like, "Oh yeah, it's April 1st." But at the same time, doesn't that sound like something they'd be stupid enough to do? They're already putting a road underneath it. Why wouldn't they move it? So
maybe.
So back to this. Yeah, Carl will compete. So yeah, James Ward-Prowse, Diallo in the middle.
Now this is where it gets a little bit tricky, doesn't it? So what are you thinking on the left and right side here, Jack?
My question is Minamino back, or is he in quarantine?
That's a great question. Does anyone in the chat session know?
Yeah, that's the. I was hoping there was a press conference today, but
I know we ballsed up on that. Sorry, everyone. We thought there was going to be a presser today, so that we'd have news.
I kind of forgot the game was Sunday, to be honest. So, you know, whatever. But yeah, so it's it's annoying, but we don't know. But Minamino, I don't know whether he's playing or not. So if he is playing, I would say he's going to start. But I've got a feeling that he's quarantined, so I doubt he's playing.
Okay.
But I would start Armstrong.
I like that. I don't hate that. I like that a lot.
And
another great game against Bournemouth for me.
Yeah, he really, really did. Now this is the question, Mike: do you start Redmond, or do you start Walcott, or do you start Djenepo, or do you start Teller?
The thing is, if you start Walcott, he's starting him where Armstrong's playing. He's not starting him on the left.
Yeah, you're right, aren't you? And I think Armstrong's. You'd rather Armstrong be playing, wouldn't you?
Yeah, just being honest, yeah, it's a tough one. But you look at the kind of success that I see Hasenhüttl going for experience in this game.
Yeah, we just need to get it done, don't we? Like it's a game that we have to get it done.
And whether that experience means Stuart Armstrong or Theo Walcott, I honestly don't know the answer to that question.
It is hard. I would probably say if Theo's fit, he's probably the one to start because it's Theo, and quote unquote, you could say he is the more experienced head, and I think Armstrong fits in the system better. It's difficult. It is really, really difficult.
Yeah.
No, we might go nuts and start Shay and Theo up top and leave Danny on the bench.
Yeah.
Sorry, Danny. He's been scoring, so you got to sit on the bench.
Minamino is still in quarantine. Okay, there we go. So Minamino's out.
Yeah.
That's what we're saying.
I don't know what that comment there is great. Redmond has to be rewarded, otherwise what message is it saying? I mean, he was so good in that Bournemouth game. He was so good.
Yeah, he was.
But he was so bad before it. Like he was so.
So where did he play? Where did he play in the Bournemouth game? He played up front though, didn't he? He played up front with Shay.
Yeah, it was sort of him and Shay up top, wasn't it?
Yeah, and because that was the question, like, because he had a man of the match performance, but we all knew Danny Ings was going to be coming back fit for the next game. So where does that put Redmond?
And also, I think if Redmond, Danny, and Shay all start, they're crowded. It's a crowded. It's too much of a crowded box for all three of them to be playing. Nathan will push forward and he will start playing in that role.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it worked quite well when it was Redmond, Danny, and Minamino.
Against Chelsea, yeah, absolutely.
He was playing really. I mean, that ball to Minamino was fantastic. He did really good stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to say start Redmond because he as bad as he's been, before the break. That last performance was so good.
Yeah.
And I do agree that in the interview afterwards, he didn't seem like the guy who just had one of those games.
Yeah, he was quite muted, wasn't he?
He's quite muted, and I don't know whether that's him thinking, if he's still a little bit cautious about himself, or he didn't sound driven. He was like, yeah, it's difficult. It's hard, but I'm going to say start Redmond because there's enough. It's not like if you start him and he plays poorly, you can't sub him. There's so many options on the bench.
Yeah. I don't see him being subbed.
Djenepo's been playing really well as well, so Djenepo should be playing there. Oh my god, this is good though, isn't it? Having a little bit of tough decisions to make.
Well, our bench is going to look amazing for the first time in months, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're literally looking at the squad thinking like, is he playing Armstrong there? Is he playing Walcott there? Is he playing Redmond there? Is he playing Djenepo there? But
if I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit with Redmond, it was a great performance against Bournemouth, but they are a championship squad.
Yeah.
There is that other little thing about it of, Redmond was really good when we played Portsmouth. He was wicked when he came on. In those sort of games, he is really, really good.
But that pass to the first goal, that was just brilliant. I mean, Djenepo had still a lot to do, but to cut out three of their defenders with one little side pass, that was fantastic.
This is purely This is what the voice of the forum say. On the banner page.
Whoa there!
This is that brain of. Is that his level? Was he good in that game because that's his level now? I do have that slight worry.
Okay,
but if I still think you start.
I know what you're saying. it sounds harsh though, but
It
I
does.
know what you're saying.
It's ridiculously harsh, and I almost don't want to say it, but I also understand that we've got options in that position, and there are players that are coming up and coming through.
Hmm.
Like we all wanted Teller to start the other week, and I'm still very excited about Teller. I wouldn't start him in this game.
No.
I'm still very excited about him, and Djenepo is playing amazingly well. I would say, after Redmond, he was probably again the best player in that Bournemouth game. After Redmond, so
Yeah.
it's difficult. It's just hard. Maybe Redmond shouldn't be playing there. Maybe he needs to be playing up top. Maybe they need to make that decision of starting Djenepo on the wing and having Redmond and Shea, or Redmond and Ings up top.
But who played that pass that cut open Chelsea?
Again,
Redmond.
Redmond.
So, you can say that, okay, you say good games against Bournemouth and that one against Portsmouth, he looked very, very good. But, he has done some great things against, formidable opponents. I mean, there was that slightly clumsy back heel in the Man City game, but
Yeah,
still an assist.
it is still an assist, but he was hot.
So are you locking this one down, Jack? That is your middle of the park?
It's gonna be Redmond in the middle there. Yeah, and then it's just got. Then I think it's quite easy who you're putting up top, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they really. Are we going Adams on this side, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it really matters, does it? They're all all over the place.
It will be really interesting to see this squad, because it will be, like you say, it will be a statement given the players that he's got, and everyone's sort of full fitness. What we see will probably be what Ralph considers the strongest squad minus Romeo.
And that brings me beautifully on to my next question. Is there any positions here that worry you? It's kind of a leading question after the name that you just said, but is there any?
Listen, Diallo, I think, has been really good when he's in that number 6 role.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he was a little bit lost. What was the last game he played? Was he in the Bournemouth game? Or was he in the City game? What game was he playing?
Brighton game, wasn't it?
That's it, the Brighton game. Yeah, he was lost. Everyone was lost that game. Everybody was bad. So that was a bit of a weird one to find. But I think Diallo so far has been really, really great. I think although his passing isn't as forward and as advanced as Romeo's is, I think he's a safe on the ball.
Yeah.
And his job is almost, I've got the ball, where's Ward-Prowse? Or that's all he really needs to do. And he seems to be all right defensively as well. He can drive forward. So that squad is strong.
Yeah.
Diallo, you're right, probably be the weakest, but he's still coming through, so it's fine. Yeah,
it's not that he's the weak. It's not that he's weak. It's the fact that he's not an out and out number 6.
Yeah.
He's kind of, he's great at pushing forward, but I think, looking at the players that we have on the pitch who can already push forward very, very well, Armstrong, Redmond, and arguably, James Ward-Prowse almost takes more of a defensive role when Diallo's playing, from what I've seen. So it's just that aspect of the game of being able to hold the ball up, slow the pace of the game down, and sort of calm things down that I think Romeo's just fantastic at. And maybe I'm completely wrong here. Maybe we'll see a different aspect to the game, and Diallo's able to do that on Sunday. So
I think as long as I can't remember which game it was when he was playing in the middle of the park, and then we put him into like right back or left back, I think it was, and it was just like, oh my god, with that, it was a really noticeable effect on the game when he moved out of that position and we had someone kind of bodge jobbing in the middle there. It's like he just does a job in the middle of the park very decently, and he seems to be getting better and better and better. Same as Salasso. I think every time I see him, he seems to be an improved version of himself. So I think this will be a good game for him in regards to Burnley are hard. It'll be stuck up in the middle of the park a lot. I'm going to imagine on Sunday. I feel like in the midfield it's going to be it's won or lost. So hopefully this will be the game where we see him do something. This will be his big 45-yard screamer.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you bring up an excellent point. I think the game that we saw against Brighton, we were horrific in the middle of the park, and there were 2 big factors to that. Well, one major factor, and that's lack of experience, and the fact that we had Teller, we had Minamino, and who else? Am I including Diallo include with that? But there they weren't tracking back, they weren't moving back, and it was just leaving this big gaping hole in the middle of the park, and we've just been caught out. Comment here, maybe Ings won't be rushed back, so Redmond's still up top. That could be something. I wouldn't hate that, if it's the case that
we've got to look after him for Pep.
Yeah, we'll get onto that. Ings. So you could see, maybe Redmond sort of playing in Ings' role, sort of over here. So yeah, that could be something that end up seeing Redmond up top with Ings on the bench, waiting to come on to bang him in at 60 minutes. That could be something that works out. And then
I wouldn't be unhappy about that. I wouldn't be unhappy if that,
because you got Djenepo that could play that role.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You can start Djenepo there. It's kind of difficult for Danny because he wasn't on form when he left. And we all agreed that he needed a break.
He wasn't fully fit.
He wasn't fully fit, and now he's had a break. So every part of me is like, right, you start him now because he's had that break and he should be where he needs to be. If he's on the pitch now, this is how he plays.
Yeah.
So you should give him that opportunity to do it. But I just think him, Redmond, and Shea just don't. There's something not right there. So, like I say, it's always crowded. Redmond wants to progress a bit too much, it seems like, when he's in that role, and then he's in positions where Danny is, where Danny drops back for the defense. He can't push up fast enough, so then he's sort of caught in that strange space. You almost could say pop. Like, it sounds so stupid, but you can almost pop Danny where like Redmond just to keep play Danny slightly deeper, or just don't get Danny to defend so much.
Yeah.
I mean, he gave away a penalty, didn't he? Like against Watchmacord. So
this is what you end up seeing a lot of, because Kyle Walker-Peters plays such an advanced role.
Yeah,
he's quite often there.
Yeah, absolutely.
And and we tend to work out from this right side, so that you got to bear in mind, if you've not got the players tracking back in time, and you've got players pushing forward, then what happens?
Yep. Yeah, that is what our squad looks like most of the time.
And so you lose the ball out of position, and then all of a sudden, and Bertrand, quite often sort of pushes up, and this is where we're getting caught out, because we're losing possession and we're not passing the ball well. So that's what I've done to my graph here in my chart. That's what I don't know where to put them back now. Oh, what a mess.
This is where Mike gets called out. He doesn't actually know formations. He needs the formatting. Oh no!
Where's the reset button? Where's the reset button? No, but you know what I mean. It's like you will pretty much see Redmond playing in a more advanced role, and pushing up front there. But again, it just sort of plays into who we're up against and who's in the Burnley lineup, and what they're going to be looking at. So, but anyway, I think we've dwelled enough on the formation.